Greetings, Glitter Gang, and happy Thursday. It is 9 o'clock on Thursday, September 1st. Welcome back to Kathryn Scraps Live. Welcome back to Christmas in July/August/September. So if you were wondering, why do we start the Christmas project in July? Now you know. Because if we started at Halloween, we would miss the holidays. So welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kathryn, and today I'm going to be working on this Christmas project. We're going to be matting we're going to be continuing with the backs of the larger folders in this file folder Christmas album. Really quickly, just want to remind you that the September book club book is The Lighthouse Keeper's Daughter by Hazel Gaynor. You'll see that in the upper right corner of the screen now. The October book is The Night Watchman by Louise Erdrich. You will see that in the upper right corner of the screen. And the remaining books for 2022 are here, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 on this list. There are 13 books on the list because there's 2 books in December, because one of them is very, very short. And that's the book by Nikolai Gogol. The Night Before Christmas, which is not the basis for the poem The Night Before Christmas, because apparently it's about a guy and the devil fighting over who gets to marry a chick, and people still read it every Christmas in Russia to this day. So I don't know. We'll find out together in December. All right. So this afternoon we were working on just getting matting done on these sort of in-between pages, these smaller folders, and that is just because I was tired of trying to keep track of the placeholder papers and the clothespins. That's the only reason. So before we got that kind of wrapped up, we had been working on this folder right here. And so we need to kind of do something to the inside here. We need to decorate these, and then we have this also to do. This also, oh wait, no, this is done. This is done. So this folder will hold these photos, goes in there. That's done. So now we need to decorate these. All right. So you go there. So first things first, I did size these so they would hold 4x6 photos. And I have horizontals. Do I have any verticals? No. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Let me just print some quick as I can, and we will go from there. So I hope you all had a wonderful afternoon. What did I do? Well, Marcel got back from the vet and he needed a nap and it had to be on my leg. So, that's how it was. He was very sleepy. Apparently he had an absolute meltdown in the car to and fro the vet, where Damien said he was in his cat carrier, lying on his back and like pushing against the lid of it with all 4 legs, and just like, he was like, what's that character? The Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. He was like that. That was his energy that he was giving off. So, yeah, so he's now officially the worst car cat. Tiny Cat used to be the worst car cat, but he sounds like he will be the worst car cat. So that's definitely something to claim. Not that you necessarily want to, but he's got it. He's got it. So cool. Good job, buddy. Good job. All right, so let me get these printing, and then we will go from there. So this is just so we have something to put in these. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find some of the worst looking prints from earlier and see if I can just print on the back of those. I know that this stack was very poorly printed. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and keep these though, because you know I can always use that. All right. So let me cut these down to the right size. And get them started printing, and then we'll and bad news for little Marcel is he's got to, unfortunately for him, he's got to go back soon and get boosters and stuff. So poor little munchkin. He's not gonna be happy about that. He's not going to be happy about that. All right. Did he think he was going back? I don't know. I don't know if he thought he was going back, but if he did, I feel sorry that he thought that. This is my, if you're wondering what these papers are, these are my things that didn't print properly. And if I just have a black and white black and white painting, if I'm just printing black and white, which I am for photo mats, then I can just go ahead, I just print on the back of these so that I'm not wasting the paper. Okay. So anyway, he was in a he was in a cat carrier, but it was like a soft-sided one. So we do have a nice crate, and that's what Kitty and Tiny traveled to Florida in. So it was a nice big crate, and the two of them fit in it together, and they were totally cool the whole time. So, I think he's going to need his own crate, though, if he's going to keep up this Tasmanian Devil act, routine, whatever. Okay, so apparently I only printed... I didn't tell it to print multiples, so great. But anyway, he's poor little thing. Poor little thing. Poor little munchkin. So he'll be all right, but you know, he didn't have what we would say is a good time. He did not have a good time. But, you know, it's over. He doesn't have to do it all that soon. So, okay, go ahead and print. Anyway, so, yeah. Right. One thing I wish, and I know that this is dumb, like, as in this will not happen, but, did the vet survive? Well, apparently he was a little monster the whole time. So now my guess is, you know, part of the reason he had to go back to the vet is because he needed emergency surgery the last time he went to the vet when he was captured. So he's got, you know, he's got more issues with vets than the other cats do. Because he's had only like extraordinarily negative experiences. So, like, from his perspective, I get it. Like, I get why he's not into it. But, you know, it wasn't fun for the vet either. No one had a good time. So, but, and he was very, very, very tired when he got back. But now he's sleeping in their room, and Tiny Cat has the house. So I don't know if we'll see her or not, but she's roaming. She's out, and she'll be able to be out all night if she so chooses. So she may come up here or she may not. Okay, after this I'll have enough that I can get going. So, all right. Well, we leave the cat crates. The cat crates, they have access to cat crates all the time. So, and he's sat in the cat crates just like the other cats do. So I don't know. I think it was the car. If, you know, I mean, I wasn't, my guess is it was being in the car. You know, because he's probably spent quite a lot of time in cars as well. So, that's more than he cares for. So, but the vet did live, so we didn't get sued or anything. And he went to vet number 2, so the middle vet, because the first vet was the worst vet, and the third vet, which was the best vet, is an emergency hospital. They don't take appointments. They can't really be your like regular vet, you know. So he went to the middle vet because nothing that the middle vet said was wrong. The middle vet just didn't have the tools slash training to make that final diagnosis, unfortunately. So but the vet said he's all good. His eye looks totally fine. He doesn't have anything else going on with him. We did ask about, he has a little bald patch on one of his feet. The vet said could be either ringworm or scar tissue from an injury. And it didn't fluoresce, but he said 1/3 of ringworm doesn't. Which, okay, so that's just a watch and see kind of thing. But he doesn't itch it. It doesn't bother him, so it's just a matter of seeing if it gets any bigger, and then if it does, when he goes back for his boosters and he has another round of shots he needs. If it does get worse, then he can get it treated then. Man, getting a street cat is a whole different thing than getting just a... He's already been through a lot, the little guy. Poor little guy. So, between his little foot and his little eye. So, hopefully he'll be all right. But it sounds like he's in pretty good health and that he's a scrappy little guy, so... He'll probably live to be 25. He'll be like one of those old grizzled veteran cats. Like one snaggletooth fang thing. Hopefully for Halloween we can get him a little eye patch. He can be a little pirate cat for Halloween. Oh wait, I need to chomp this. All right, so we're going to use the large angle corner chomper from We Are Memory Keepers. He is already chipped. And he is already paired to his food bowl and he already knows how to use it. So, he is a smart little cookie. Now what he... Yeah, exactly. He'll be like the school fair goldfish that lives forever, and then you can spend a lot of money on like an exotic fish and it dies immediately. Yeah. That's going to be it. So on these two, I'm going to do, on two of them, we're going to chomp the bottom corners. And on two of them, we're going to chomp the top corners. Yeah, he's either smart or he's hungry. The cat that was the slowest was Tiny Cat. But Tiny Cat, you know, she's always had her struggles. So, she's just, I think, you know, just based on her size, she must have been a super runt, and she wasn't socialized properly. Like she clearly wasn't weaned properly. Like she has a lot of, she had a tough childhood, clearly. And Kitty was a rescue. She has a bite in a chunk missing from one of her ears from like a rat bite or a mouse bite or something like that. So she's also, well, at one point she was a tough cookie. Now she's very spoiled. But she is the hunter between her and Tiny Cat. It's Kitty who's the hunter. So, she still has those instincts. All right. So I think this is cleared out enough that I can use it. I was having trouble sticking my little things down in there, my cards in there. Okay. So we'll have our little gang of misfit cats. So just I'll tell you one thing though that I am not interested in doing ever again, and that is introducing cats to each other. I think the thing to do is just get two cats that already like each other and call it a day. That's the, then just, those are your cats, and you can have those two cats, and then that's, you know, just, those are your cats. Those are your cats. All right. Okay, so we've got the tags on the insides, or the photo mats on the inside. So now we're gonna decorate the outsides. I'm just gonna keep passing the paper in the printer here and there so that, you know, we have plenty for any future tags. Okay, so they're going here and here, so we can put whatever we want on them. Oh my gosh, the pressure. You know, there weren't a ton of like cards and things in this collection that I recall. We don't have any like 4x6 cards that we can just go to, do we? Or do we? I'm just pulling these letters out. Yeah, there's not really. Okay. Alrighty, that's fine. Okay. So I think I will just pick. Alright, let's see. What to use to decorate. I'm going to take some of these I'm going to cut these into 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats. And all right, so we've got one, and then with her, all right, we've got those two. And then I'm going to cut these out and glue these on the back, and we'll also stick them in the pockets. Okay. All right. So. And then for the back, let's do one of the kind of patterned solids. Oof. Okay. I got one. I'm just gonna cut it down to size. And then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut it with the 5x7 pinwheel. And then we'll have it for multiple backs. Yes, this trimmer is still available. This is the, what did we decide? Deluxe Surecut. And then the Rototrim, so far as I know, the Rototrim I have is the M15. And it's the Mastercut 2. Mastercut 2. And it is available so far as I know. I haven't looked it up recently, but it should be in my video description. It should be in my Amazon list. And so should this one, actually. They should both be in there. So, okay. All right, so these I'm going to now cut down to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 to go on the back, the Fiskars Surecut. Okay. All right. So let's start with these. We're going to tape them. And I'm going to run out of tape pretty shortly. Hopefully I have a tape up here. And that's the end of it. Okay, I thought so. I could tell we were about to be done. Alrighty. So yeah, the Rototrim M15, that's the big trimmer. That is my primary trimmer that I recommend, especially if you have a dedicated craft room and you don't go to a lot of crops. That's the trimmer, the Rototrim. You will buy it once and then you'll be done. Then you'll be done. You will not buy additional trimmers. It will, that's, you know. Then the only other trimmer you would need than a Rototrim would be, if, by the way, I bought my Rototrim in 2008, in the fall of 2008. It's on its first blade. Okay? It's on its first blade. So just to give you an idea of the kind of durability we're talking about with this trimmer, when you go and you see that it's over $200, that's part of it. It's just you buy it and you're done. You're done. Okay? So you buy it and you're done. That's the Rototrim. I have the M15. That one is, the 15 stands for how many inches the cutting opening is. And I got the M15 because I wanted to cut 13-inch paper in it. And it's just big enough to cut 13-inch paper. I could honestly go bigger. If I wanted to, it's just that the trimmer itself is large and I don't have the space to get a bigger one. Okay. All right, so now we can chomp and ink. So I was talking to a friend of mine about the holidays and, you know, what to tell people to get you, things like that, because if people want to know what you want for Christmas or whatever, let's say, or whatever holidays you celebrate. And they were saying that they recently started this thing where starting on September 1st, they only buy like actual necessities that have to be replaced. So like if they run out of shampoo, they buy a new shampoo, whatever. Anything that's not like a necessity, that's just like a, oh, that would be nice to have, they put it on a wish list. So they have tons of things at all different price points. And they do that for September, October, and November. And then they give that wish list to anyone who wants it in December. And it'll have things, all kinds of things at all kinds of price points. And I just thought that made sense. It's like if there was a book you wanted, or a paper collection you wanted, or, you know, you could just wait and not get it. I could just wait and not get it and make a list. And then when people do ask in December, what do you want for Christmas? You'll know the answer. Because I never know the answer, because if I want things, I just get them, you know? So I was like, this is a great idea. So since it's September 1st, I thought I would share and we can all do it together. All right, so now we'll do the backs. And then we shall, yes, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm live twice a week at 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Thursdays. And this video is part of an ongoing class series where I'm giving all the measurements to make it yourself. And you can follow along with the YouTube playlist, or if you have access to archives, you can follow along in the archives. Okay, so these are now complete. Okay, that one just wanted to catch a little bit. All right, so now let's do the envelopes. Yeah, if you have nice taste, there can be that, like, is this too much? So with my wish list, what I just tell people is I use this wish list as a shopping list too. So, you know, just buy whatever you're comfortable with. Like, I'm not trying to tell you anything, you know. Well, that's nice, Ella. A year's worth of crops is great. That's a great gift. Okay. So just so that these will have a little more stiffness to them, I'm going to ink them and then I'm going to glue them down. I'm going pretty heavy with the ink to warm up the border that's already on there. So you can see this one's warmer than this one now. That's just why I'm going so heavy with the ink. Okay. And I'm just gonna do, I think what I'm gonna do is I'll do one that's like the airmail and one that is one of the more beige letter looking ones. If I can find those again. All right, so I'm looking for, here they are. Okay. I'm just going to check that this will fit in the pocket. I think it will. But I just want to make sure before I glue it down. Yep. Okay. All right, so alrighty. Now, I'm going to glue this down. Well, I don't know what's new, but the Big Shot's always been great. The little bit that it's larger than a cuddle bug, does make a difference. Okay, so now we're going to trim these and then we'll ink the other sides and stick them in the pockets. And these letters to Santa work well with the Dear Santa, Can We Negotiate tag that's already on the page here. All right. Okay. I mean, it's much bigger than a Cuttlebug for sure. Because doesn't the Cuttlebug fold up and the Big Shot doesn't? But honestly, the Big Shot is better enough than the Cuttlebug that it's worth finding it at home. So these are by Singer, and these are their razor edge scissors. And I don't know, I think I got them at Joann's. I've always used sewing scissors. The only non-sewing scissors that I have are, I'll tell you, I have these little cutter bees, the Teflon, because the Teflon is good for cutting through tape, because I cut through tape all the time. Technically not scissors, but button shank remover. You should get one if you don't have one. They're very handy. And then these Tim Holtz ones, so I can cut through wires and cut the tin caps and stuff. Anything metal, anything that would hurt a blade, I will potentially do real damage to a blade. I will cut with these. I have the bigger version of those, but I never use these because the little Tim Holtz ones do the job well enough, so you do not need these. And I find the Tim Holtz ones a little more comfortable to hold. And then I have these, which are by Ginger, which I use to cut fabric. So I use Singer for paper and Ginger for fabric. And people always say to me, oh my gosh, you can't use sewing scissors to cut paper. What are you doing? Yes, you can. I just, look, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. See how you can do it? Yes, you can. What you shouldn't do is cut a bunch of paper with some sewing scissors and then try and cut fabric. You don't do that. The cross-pollination is what's bad. The cross-contamination is what's bad. It's not like, and I honestly have been in the Singer booth at CHA and mentioned, or no, I was in the Fiskars booth. It was Fiskars who had this meltdown. I was in the Fiskars booth at CHA. They were showing me a rotary trimmer, and I was talking about the ways you could use it for paper crafting, and the woman was aghast and said, you can't use it for paper crafting. And I said, first of all, do you want to sell these or not? A. B, I can do whatever I want. What are you talking about? So, just like, so yeah, it's, people get really upset about this, but I recommend sewing scissors for your paper crafting. I've had a number of pairs of scissors designed for paper crafting, and in my opinion, they're not as well made as scissors designed for sewing. So, and specifically, I prefer Singer and Ginger over Fiskars. It's just what it is. In fact, Cutterbee, in fact, I have no Fiskars scissors anymore. So, I don't, the Singer razor edge scissors. That's what I like for paper crafting. And then Ginger for fabric. And then Tim Holtz for anything that would wreck your expensive blades. And then you needed a pair of detail scissors, so you might as well get the Cutterbees because these are by EK Success. Wait, is that even a company anymore? Do these exist? Okay, if EK Success is still a company, get the Cutter Bees. Just like, just all of a sudden, I'm unsure. Because for your detail scissors, might as well get Teflon coated so that you have a pair of Teflon coated scissors. But yeah, and then you can get your scissors that you use for paper sharpened by the scissor guy at your fabric store when, you know, he can't tell that you've been cutting paper with these. I mean, he can probably tell that you've been cutting paper with them, but he's not going to do anything about it. Like, he's just going to sharpen them, you know, like he's just going to sharpen them. So you can take these to get sharpened at the same time you take your sewing scissors to get sharpened. And if you don't sew and you don't have any sewing scissors, just know that fabric stores usually have a scissor guy that comes around periodically to sharpen scissors, and you can sign up on his schedule with them to get your scissors sharpened. But since people have gotten more into cooking, there are now knife sharpeners who will come to your house. They're very expensive though. And they will sharpen all your knives, including serrated blades and scissors. So they do scissors too. So, you know, that's an option as well. Okay, so here's our first page back done. So we finished the back of this page. All right, and so now all we have to do is the front insert, and that page will be complete. So it's about 60% finished. All right, and so then we have our small page, which we already matted, and then we have our next large page to do, and this one is going to require a little bit more, so I'm going to do a recording break, and I will be right back. So those of you who are watching live, just hang tight. Nothing's going to change for you. Just sit there and you won't even notice I'm gone. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, depending on when you're watching, the next video is either already in the playlist or it will be there shortly. And for everyone else, you can catch it in the archives, which is probably where you're already watching this. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.